So viewers, welcome to this video, and in this video we are going to talk about the National Education Policy 1992. So let's start this video. National Education Policy 1992. Introduction. The FDIs of the National Education Policy had been structured on the basis of guidelines provided by the Prime Minister's directive on 10th February 1991 on the basis of input received from the contrast educationist, administrators, and member of the Standing Committee of the National Assembly and Senate. The Federal Minister of the Education announced the policy on 20th December 1992. The depressing situation which warranted its formulation was their prevailing system of education, which despite its several time expansion had not been able to meet the challenges of the modern age. Keeping in view weakness in the system as well as the aspiration the nation to develop as a productive and progressive society, the entire system of the education needed to be re-examined. The priorities to be refixed and the strategies to be revised to make the system capable of meeting the demand of a progressive economy and social, cultural, and political development of the society. The thirst of policy. The main objections of the policy were A. To restructure the continuing education system on the modern lines in accordance with the principles of Islam so as to create a healthy forward-looking and democratic society. B. To improve the quality of education and promotes research activities in the universities, especially in modern fields, science and technology. Primary education. Status of primary education. Primary education had been recognized in the policy as fundamental right of every Pakistani child, and it would be made compulsory and free so as the achieve universal enrollment of children by the end of the decade. The medium of instruction would be determined by the provinces. Special efforts would be made for improving the quality of education. Development of primary education in private sector would be the encouraged, but its commercialized would be discouraged through strict control and supervision. Important provisions laid down in the policy for development of primary education were about 26,500 new primary schools teachers would be trained. About 107,000 new primary and mosque schools would be opened. One room each would be added in 20,000 existing one-room schools. About 24,750 shelters. Less primary schools would be provided with 2 rooms each. The pay structure and services condition of primary school teachers would be improved. Primary curricula for class 1 to 3 would be developed in integrated form. Quran Nazira would start from class 1 and would be completed in the terminal years. The contributing factor of dropout would be studied and appropriate special input would be designed to reduce wastage. In areas where female participation is low, especially incentive-oriented program would be introduced to encourage enrollment and retention of female students in schools. Primary directorates would be created at federal and provincial level. Teacher would be given training on the new concept introduced in curricula. The teaching kit would be upgraded. Quality of public instruction. Improvement of the quality of public instruction would receive high priority maintained in policy such as major changes would be introduced in curricula, textbooks, teaching method and evaluation techniques. The training of teacher would be emphasized, the acquisition of practical skills, the role of the teacher would be redefined, teaching learning process would be strengthened through various type of inputs and delivery of educational services would be improved. B, particularly on educational side, curricula would be revised to encourage creativity and progressive thinking through project oriented education. The linkage among curriculum development, textbooks, writing, teacher training and examination would be reinforced. Moreover, science curricula could be revised and made competitive with the demand of new knowledge. A strategy for introducing a wide range of vocational subjects relevant to the job market and self-employment would be formulated, emphasizing the importance of teacher training for bringing about improvement in teaching learning process. The policies maintained the teacher training institution would be equipped and strengthened, and their faculty would be provided opportunities to update their knowledge and skills. Teacher training curricula would be also updated. The need of the increasing the duration of teacher training would be assessed. Moreover, mobile training unit would be set up for one the job training of teacher, higher education and science. Policy statement. As maintained in the policy, a liberal, free, democratic and competitive university culture rooted in Islamic values would be promoted. Participation route of higher education would be enhanced. The program of higher education would be improved through increased input in graduate study programs and research. Higher education, which was supply oriented, would be made demand oriented. Universities would be encouraged to generate funds for various means. Participation of teachers at international conference would be facilitated. Other strategies for development and improvement of higher education as laid down in the policy are briefly stated. More fund would be provided to universities for research. A separate higher education services policy would be formulated. Liberal grants would be provided for books, journals to universities. Degree education would be diversified to increase employability of the graduates. Progressive privatization. Progressive privatization of public sector would be encouraged. A national council of academic award would be established. Industrial parks to improve industry-university relationship would be set up. College of distance education would be established in provinces. High technology discipline in selected polytechnics and engineering universities would be introduced. Zero-based budgeting for allocation of funds to universities would be introduced. Administration and management of education policy statement. It has been pointed out that a policy that failure in the past had been less related to the resources scarcity than the administration and management inadequacies. The management of education required special type of professional expertise, but the educational managers were not trained in that art. The policy maintained the managerial and administrative skill of education. Personal would be the improved through professional training in techniques and methods of educational administration. The process of decision making would be effectively coordinated and monitored. The process of decision making would be effectively coordinated and monitored. The Academy of Educational Planning and Management would be further strengthened to enable it expand it to training program to the provinces. Other strategies laid down in policy for development and improvement. School management committee would be constituted at village and institutional levels. Not more than 50 primary school would be allocated to each supervisor. The number of directorates of technical education would be increased. Directorates of colleges would be established at the divisional level in each province. The existing code of education would be revised. The code of ethic of teacher and administrator would be developed and followed strictly. Financial rules would be revised and effective, and simple procedure would be desired to expenditure under different heads of account. The district education officer DEO would be delegated appropriate financial, administrative, and personal management powers. The provincial government would establish academic of educational planning and management. So this was the today's topic, and I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button and share this video, subscribe the channel. Thank you so much for watching this video.